4 songs on this guitar here tonight before it goes in the case. Well, this is a weird story. It's a long and convoluted story. I'm going to give you a very short version of that story. This guitar turned up on eBay about a year after Link died. There was a guy named Fred White in Maryland, very close to DC, where the Rays were based in the 1950s and 60s. And he said, I got this guitar from Bobby Howard, who played with Link Wray, and he said it was Link's guitar. Well, at the time, when he put it up, the guitar was completely unplayable. You can see it's got a nasty break in the headstock. There was some water damage here at the neck body joint. You could not put strings on it and play it. It didn't go for that much money, so I bought it. I thought, that story sounds believable, right? I need a drink of water.
There you go. Put some duct tape on it.
So I took it to a guy in Los Angeles where I live, who's a Danelectro expert. I said, get this thing playable with me. He called me a couple of days later and he says, you're never going to believe what I found. Underneath the bridge, there were 2 matchbook covers, folded up as shims. Now one of them was from a bank in the Washington, D.C. area where the Rays lived. The other was from a pizza place in La Crosse, Wisconsin, right? And I'm like, okay, that gives me some clues to work with. So I started trying to find out, when did Link actually use this guitar? This is a 1958 guitar, it's got a 1958 serial number. There's pictures of Link playing this guitar in 1958 and on a Midwest tour through Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa in 1959. And then after that, there's one photo of Bobby Howard playing this guitar on stage in about 1961. Okay? So already I'm like, all these pieces are sort of lining up. I went through La Crosse, Wisconsin, where this matchbook cover came from, and there's a place there called the Treelawn Ballroom, which is where all the bands played, all the famous bands toured through there. I got in the Avalon parking lot, and I turned left, and on the next block, that's where the pizza place was. Right? And I'm like, come on, this is Link's guitar. So then I played a show in the DC area. There was a Link Wray tribute, and Link Wray's wife, he was married about 5 or 6 times, but the woman that he was married to at the time, she said, I remember Link giving that guitar to Bobby Howard. And I said, well, there you go. I'm satisfied. I wrote about a 25-page chapter in a book I wrote called The Strat in the Attic about this guitar, if you really want to get into the weeds about all the details. But it's Link's guitar, right? You can see it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But let's play a few more songs on it.
Yeah.
Now, Link did not play his big hit song Rumble on this guitar. We know that he used a Gibson Gold Top Les Paul on Rumble. But would you like to hear Rumble anyway?